Dear students, about ad hoc networking system for second unit. In last class we were discussing about the protocols. Okay, so in the protocols that we discussed in the last class about AODV, that is ad hoc on demand distance vector routing. Okay, so in continuation with that, today we are discussing about the other protocols, the remaining protocols, that are the power aware routing, associativity based routing, signal stability based adaptive routing. Okay, so the different algorithms, protocols that we are discussing in the ad hoc networking system. Okay, so many variations of using control packet flooding for routing discovery. Flooding, as we seen yesterday, that when it is requesting and we are receiving, so when it is more than the limit, it is going for the flooding of the packets. Here we are discussing about power aware routing. Power aware routing is assign a weight to each link. Assign a weight to each link, that is function of energy consumed when transmitting a packet on that link. When the packet is transmitting, and as well as the residual energy level, and modify DSR to incorporate weights and prefer a route with the smallest aggregate weight. Okay, so here it is power aware routing is about it is assigning the weight to each link and modify DSR to incorporate weights. Okay, and the next one, associativity based routing. Associativity based routing, that is ABR. It is explaining about only links that have been stable for some minimum duration are utilized. The links are utilized that are only links that have been stable. Which are the stable links are only will be used for minimum duration are utilized. And nodes increment that associativity ticks of neighbors by using periodic beacons. Periodically the neighboring nodes will be applicable, will be used, will be tickling. Okay, will be initiated. Next one is signal stability based adaptive routing. Signal stability based adaptive routing. A node X rebroadcasts a route request received from RREQ. Yesterday we have seen from Y only if the XY link has a strong signal stability. When the signal is established and it is strong signal stability, then the X will be rebroadcast in SSA, that is signal stability based adaptive routing. Okay, and signal stability is evaluated as a moving average of the signal strength of packets received on the link in recent past. Okay, in the recent past. Here we can see the signal stability routing. Okay, here it is transmitting from the sender to receiver, A to B, B to D, D to F, because it is the signal is stability. It is strong stability, so it is selected the path and it is sending the signals, packets. Okay, signal stability is routing from here it is A to B to D to F. Okay, and here it is the signal is showing like this. Okay, here it is the path is not following like that, and it is following to A to B, B to C, C to E, E to F, because it is strongly routed. Okay, link reversal algorithm. The next one is link reversal algorithm. Okay, here the nodes are connecting like it is A to B, okay, B to F and G and D. Okay, so like the nodes are connecting and it is sending the signals. Okay, link reversal algorithm is using to A to B, B to C and B to E, E to F to G, so G to D. Okay, two paths. Links are bidirectional. Links are in two directional, that is AB to and B to E and AB to B to F. Okay, but algorithm imposes logical directions on them. Maintain a directed acyclic graph. It is maintaining a acyclic graph for each destination, with the destination being the only sink. So this DAG is for destination node D. D is for destination, is for the destination node D. Okay. Here any node other than the destination that has no outgoing links reverses all its incoming links. Okay. Here it F to E to G, G to F represents the link that was reversed recently. It is reversing the link, and now nodes E and F have no outgoing links. E and F are no outgoing links. Okay. Here now nodes B and G have no outgoing links. Links B and G. Nodes B and G are no outgoing links here. And here now nodes A and F have no outgoing links. A and F are indicated are no outgoing links in link reversal algorithm. Okay, now all nodes other than the destination D have an outgoing links. All links are able to send the packets to other nodes other than the D. Okay, now all nodes other than the destination D have an outgoing links. Every node is able to send the request to the next node, okay, other than the destination D. Here it is, the DAG has been restored with only the destination as a sink, as the other all nodes are able to send and receive the nodes other than only the D. Okay, so link reversal algorithm is attempts to keep link reversals locals to where the failure occurred, but this is not guaranteed. When the first packet is sent to a destination, the destination oriented that DAG is constructed. The initial construction does result in flooding of control packets. Okay. So the algorithm is also called full reversal method. Full reversal method because the all nodes are able to send. Since when a node reverses links, it reverses all its incoming links. And partial reversal method is a node reverses incoming links from only those neighbors who have not themselves reversal links previously. Okay. So what are the advantages of link reversal method? The advantages are link reversal method attempts to limit updates to routing tables at nodes in the vicinity of a broken link. So partial reversal method tends to be better than full reversal method. Each node may potentially have multiple routes to a destination. So what are the disadvantages of link reversal methods? Need a mechanism to detect link failure. Where the failure occurs, have to detect you. Hello messages may be used to communicate between the nodes, to establish the communication. If network is partitioned, link reversals continue indefinitely. Link reversal will continue indefinitely. Okay. So the next protocol, that is TORA, temporarily ordered routing algorithm. Route optimality is considered of secondary importance, that is longer routes may be used. At each node, a logically separate copy of Torah is run for each destination, and that computes the height of the node with respect to the destination, height of the node with respect to the destination based on the destination. Height captures number of hops and next hop. Height is calculated with the number of hops, and route discovery is by using query and update packets. Okay. Torah modifies the partial link reversal method to be able to detect partitions. When a partition is detected, all nodes in the partition are informed, and link reversals are in that partition cease. Okay. The next one is asymmetric algorithm. Asymmetric algorithms are clustered gateway switch routing. Clustered gateway switching routing. All nodes within the cluster communicate with a cluster head. So when a cluster is established, Cluster head is communicating between the cluster, the nodes between the nodes, and routing uses a hierarchical cluster to gateway approach. Hierarchical approach to cluster and gateway approach, and core extraction distributed ad hoc routing. CDAR. CDAR, core extraction distributed ad hoc routing. A subset of nodes in the network is identified as a core, and each node in the network must be adjacent to at least one node in the core. Each core node determines paths to nearby core nodes by means of localized broadcast. The nearby nodes are communicated, okay, with the paths. CGSR, okay, is communicating like the, see, it is communicating like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. How it is communicating 1 to 2, 2 to 3 to 4 5 6 7. So these colors are indicated that nodes, and in between yellow colors are indicated with the gateway and cluster head. These are the cluster head. Cluster head is nothing but it is a clusters are communicating between the cluster heads. Okay, and CDAR, we can see that CDAR is known as here it is a cluster, and here ABCF. So node E is the dominator for node D, and F and K. Okay, you can see that B, C, D, E is the cluster head. Okay, A core node, A is core node like that. Okay, and proactive routing protocols. So far we discussed about the reactive. Now we are discussing about the proactive routing protocols. And reactive routing protocols are destination sequence distance vector, DSDV, OSDV, DSD, destination sequence distance vector. Each node maintains a routing table which stores next hop, okay, cost metric towards each destination. What is the cost metric? What is the height of the metric? Okay, that we discussed. A sequence number that is created by the destination itself. Each node periodically forwards routing table to neighbors, and each node increments and appends its sequence number, appends its sequence nodes when sending its local routing table. So each route is tagged with a sequence number, that is, routes with greater sequence numbers are preferred. Each node advertises a monotonically increasing even sequence numbers for itself. When a node decides that a route is broken, it increments the sequence number of the route and advertises it with infinite metrics. Destination advertises new sequences numbers. Okay. DSDV is working like when X receives information from Y about a route to Z, let destination sequence number from Z at X be S of X, S of Y. That statement is from X to Y is sent from Y. Okay. So if S of X is greater than S of Y, okay, then X ignores the routing information received from Y. Otherwise, if S of X is equal to S of Y and cost of going through Y is smaller than the route known to X, then X sets Y as the next hop to Z. Or else three conditions. If S of X is less than S of Y, then X sets Y as the next hop to Z, and S of X is updated to equal of S of Y. Okay, so optimized link state routing, OLSR. Node C and E are multi-point relay of node A. Here we can see that A is sending the packets between the nodes. Okay, so nodes exchange neighbor list to know the two hop neighbors and choose the multi-point relays. Okay, so where A is node that has broadcast state information from A. Okay, OLSR, optimized link state routing. Node C and E forward information received from A, and nodes E and K are multi-point relays from node H. Node K forwards information received from H. From H, the information is forwarding K to H. Okay, and node that has broadcast state information from A. The next one is hybrid routing protocols. Hybrid routing protocols. Hybrid routing protocols are combination of the previous two ones, that is hybrid routing protocols. Okay, and that is ZRP combines proactive and reactive protocols. Okay, zone routing protocol is from proactive and reactive approaches. All nodes within hope distance at most d distance d from a node x are said to be in the routing zone of node x. So all nodes at hope distance exactly d are said to be peripheral nodes of node x routing 0. Intra-zone routing, that is proactively maintain routes to all nodes within the source node's own zone. Interzone routing, that is use an on-demand protocol, is about that DSR or AODV, that is to determine routes to outside zone. Okay, zone routing protocol is about the hybrid protocol, is explaining about, we can see the different colors. Okay, so the blue is indicating about internal nodes, red is indicating with the peripheral nodes, and white nodes are indicating with the nodes outside routing zone. Outside routing zone is indicating with white. Okay, so radius of routing zone is 2, because two outside nodes are outside of the zone is indicating with 2. Okay, so this is about the routing summary, that is protocols typically divided into proactive, reactive and hybrid. Okay, yesterday we discussed about the proactive, today is discussed about the reactive and hybrid, and plenty of routing protocols have we discussed. Discussion here is from existing, yes, because more the algorithm protocols we have. Actual trade-off depends a lot on traffic and mobility patterns. Higher traffic diversity, that is more source destination pace, or increases overhead in on-demand protocols. Higher mobility will always increase overhead in all protocols. This is about the proactive, reactive and hybrid protocols. Okay, so you just go through this, and if you find to know more about, my mail ID is there, so you just mail me so that we can discuss about more about the subject. Thank you.